Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat, my friends, and welcome back to the Dhavana Yoga Shala. For today, I have planned a restorative practice with the theme of surrender, which I think is just the ultimate theme for a restorative practice. I thought I would take advantage of having access to the Dhavana Yoga Shala and all of its wonderful props to shoot a restorative class for you. So this is going to be really super mellow, super chill, super delicious. In terms of props, go ahead and grab either one block and a bolster, or you can grab two bolsters, or grab 2 blocks and 2 blankets or like big towels that you can fold up. I will show you the setup that we're going to do, and you can use one of those options for this setup. So again, either grab 2 bolsters or 1 block and 1 bolster, or 2 blocks and 2 blankets or towels. If you have not joined us in the online tribe, come on in and join us. Click the link in the description below. You'll get access to my resource library of yoga sequences and journaling worksheets, as well as every week's brand new class emailed directly to your inbox every Sunday. That link is in the description. Come on in and join us. All right, my friends, grab the props that you've got, unroll your mat, and let's get started. Alrighty, my friends, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the prop setup that we're going to use, and it's going to stay the same throughout this practice. So I'll show you what that looks like, and then you can set up depending on what you have available to you. So if you have 1 block and 1 bolster, what you're going to do is you're going to set up your block towards one side of your mat, and then your bolster is going to go on top of it just like this. So this is your 1 block, 1 bolster setup. So this is one option for you. If you have 2 bolsters, you'll set one up kind of the way you had the block, or the way you would have the block, and then the bolster will go on top of it just like this. So we're looking for this reclined bolster situation. So this is another option for your setup. If you don't have any bolsters, and you can also use a pillow off your bed if you have a kind of like a longer pillow, that would work as well. And if you don't have those items, what you'll do is you'll take 2 blocks, 1 block on its medium height, and then 1 block on its lowest height vertically, and then the one on medium height is horizontal. And then you'll take your 2 blankets and lay them on top. And you can kind of fiddle with it. These blankets are a little short for that. So actually, if we fold them this way, then they'll give us the length that we're looking for. So if you're playing with blankets or towels, you might have to kind of play with how you fold them to get the desired shape. So something like this. So this is also an option for your props. So go ahead and set up the props that you have, however you're going to set them up. I'm going to go ahead and set up with a block and a bolster. And I apologize, I forgot to mention, you might want a strap. A strap is completely optional. I will give you an option to add a strap to one of the poses when we come into it. So if you do have a strap and you want to grab it, please go ahead and grab it. If you don't have a strap, don't worry about it. Not absolutely necessary for this practice. All right, so we've got our bolster set up, and might need to fiddle with it, play with it as we come into the poses. We are going to begin with a supported reclining tree. So You're going to bring your sacrum, or sort of kind of come to sit up against your bolster and then lie back on it. And this is where you might need to play around with the block. You kind of want it to be under your head so that you're supported here. And then extend the legs nice and long. Go ahead and bring the sole of the right foot flat onto the mat, and then open the right knee out to the right side. Beautiful. And that's it. You can allow the arms to rest by the sides of the body. If you'd like to bring the arms onto the belly or kind of onto the hips, wherever the hands want to rest really is totally fine. You can allow the eyelids to close as you feel yourself sort of melt into this pose. And tapping into that place of surrender. So the beautiful thing about a restorative practice is that we can find that surrender in each of the poses, really allowing ourselves to be supported by the earth beneath us and by the props that are beneath us. Not having to put forth any effort. And from here, really nice and slow and gentle, begin to lift the right knee up towards the sky. Sole of the right foot comes flat. And extend the right leg long. Bring sole of the left foot flat onto your mat, the knee pointing up towards the sky. And then open the left leg out to the left, coming into your tree pose shape on the other side. And again, allowing yourself to fully surrender into this pose. It can be nice as you come into each pose to do a gentle scan from head to toe and just notice if there are any areas where you're holding, and inviting all those areas to gently release. And see if you can stay with your breath as you surrender into these poses. I know for me, the tendency is for my mind to start wandering off to a million different things, but see if you can stay with your gentle inhale and exhale. Whenever you notice the mind wandering, as it undoubtedly will, just gently bringing it back to the breath. And gently lifting the left leg, bringing sole of the left foot flat, and then extending the left leg long. And coming into two long legs for a moment, feeling evenness throughout the hips. And then from here, we're going to come into a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So you'll bend at the knees, bringing the soles of both feet together and allowing the knees to open out to the sides. And this is where a strap is optional. So if you want to use the strap, it can be really nice to kind of hold in the legs and the hips. You can come on up to sit, and you'll want a loop in your strap. So go ahead and make a loop in your strap, and you're going to bring the strap around your waist, or bring the loop around your waist. So it's going to be a fairly big loop. You'll bring it around your body. So you've got it here around the waist, and then you'll bring it underneath the feet, so around the feet. And then you can pull your loop a little tighter, and then you'll come to lie back. You can kind of play with how tight you want it. It's gonna, if you're sitting up, it's gonna be a little looser than you'd think, because as you lie back, it'll kind of pull taut. So you'll have the strap around the waist, around the lower waist, and then around the feet. And that'll kind of hold the legs in, which can be really nice. And again, if you don't have a strap, you don't need it for this pose. It's just, if you'd like the addition, feel free to add it. And again, as you find the positioning that's most comfortable for you and you settle in to this shape, again, find that place of surrender. So there's nothing that you need to hold up, and there's nothing that you need to engage here. Literally, just nothing that you need to do. Allow yourself to surrender into this moment. Surrender to your breath. Notice if the mind has wandered. And gently bring it back into this moment. And back to the gentle rise and fall of your inhales and exhales. And gently begin to lift the knees, maybe using the hands to help you. If you have a strap on the legs, you'll want to lift the torso so you can come up and take the strap off of your body and set that off to the side. And then coming to lie back, if you sat up to take off the strap, bringing soles of the feet flat onto your mat. And we're going to windshield wiper the legs here a little bit. So make sure that the feet are a little wider than hip width distance, and we'll drop the knees over to the right and then to the left, to the right, and left, right, and left. And go ahead and leave the legs dropped over towards the left. Extending the right arm out towards the right. You can keep the gaze up towards the sky again, gently closing down the eyes. Allowing yourself to find surrender here in this simple reclined twist. And gently begin to lift the knees up to center, nice and slow. And then drop them over towards the right. You can take the left shoulder out towards the left. Taking this gentle twist to the other side. And again, maybe taking a gentle scan. Notice if there are any areas where you're kind of gripping or holding. Allowing those areas to release, to let go. There's no need to hold on here, to clench. And gently lifting the knees back up to center. Feeling the hips come fully squared and center on your bolster and on the earth, and then extending both legs long. So we're coming into a supported fish pose here. So just like this, lying long on your bolster, the arms by the sides of the body, palms can turn up or down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Allowing the feet to fully relax. So there's no need to flex them or point them or do anything at all with them. And I find it helpful sometimes if I feel like I might be holding and I can't quite identify where or how. I find it helpful to take a big breath in, fill up my belly, and then open the mouth, let it go, and just allow everything to release with that exhale. Notice if the mind has wandered. Gently bring it back. Now from here, gently press down into the elbows, the forearms. Begin to lift up the torso, coming up to a seat. And we're going to come into a different twist. So you can bring soles of the feet onto the mat in front of you so the knees are pointing up to the sky. And then you're going to turn your torso towards your right and allow the knees to drop. So the sole of the right foot is sort of going to be pressing onto the top of the left thigh. And you are facing the right side of your mat. And bring yourself so that your right hip is right next to your bolster, scooched up right next to it. And then from here, take your torso and turn it towards the bolster. And if you need to bring that left leg in a little more so it's resting on top of the right leg so that the left shin is sitting in the arch of the right foot, you can do that as well. Turning the torso towards the bolster and then coming to lie all the way down. And you can choose to bring the forehead down on the bolster if that's comfortable. You can leave the right cheek on your bolster or blankets, whatever you're using. Bring the right cheek down, which will be a milder twist, so it won't take the twist all the way up into the neck. And if you want to make it a bigger twist all the way up into the neck, you'll turn the head to look towards the right, so your left cheek will be on the earth. And this is your prone twist. Be here on this side for a couple minutes. And again, once you have found your positioning that's going to work best for you, take a scan. Notice where you're holding. I notice in this pose, I'll tend to kind of hold in my shoulders, like I'm still trying to hold myself up for some reason. But really allow yourself to be held, to be supported by the props that are beneath you, by the earth. Scanning down the length of the body and allowing everything to release. Here, gently press into the hands and lift yourself up off your bolster. Coming up to your seat, turning yourself so that you're looking away from the bolster once again. And this time allowing the knees to drop over towards the left side and turning to face the left side of your mat. So the left hip is now snuggled against your bolster. We're just coming into the other side. Sole of the left foot can kind of rest on top of the right thigh, or you can bring the right shin into the arch of the foot, whatever feels most comfortable. Lengthen through the spine, turn the torso towards your bolster, and then come to rest on your bolster. And again, turning the head whichever way feels most comfortable. So play around with it, see what feels best for you. Coming into this twist on the other side. And gently press into the hands, lifting your torso, and then turning your body so that your back is to your bolster once again. And taking a moment here, just feeling the spine long. From here, we're going to come into a supported child's pose. So you're going to turn to face your bolster setup. So you can come to sit on your heels, and you're going to have the bolster sitting just in between the legs. And then from here, you're going to come to lie all the way down on your bolster. And you can choose if you'd like to bring the forehead down or if you'd like to bring one cheek down, and then the other, depending on what feels best on your body today. So coming into the supported child's pose, taking just a few minutes here. And again, notice if you're holding anywhere.
Allow yourself to be supported. Allow yourself here to surrender into this pose. If you turned your cheek to one side, you can go ahead and turn it to the other side so they're nice and even. And once again, finding that complete surrender into this pose as you readjust. And then gently begin to press into the hands as you lift the torso up off of your bolster. Lovely. All right, from here, we're coming into a supported wide-legged forward fold. So you're going to continue facing your bolster with the legs open wide. Now you don't, we're not looking to have the legs open as wide as we possibly can. So bringing them a little bit closer is totally cool. You have the bolster in front of you and allow the feet to kind of just relax and flop. If you're used to practicing vinyasa, when we come into a wide-legged forward fold, we're really actively flexing the feet back towards the face and we're activating the legs. For this, we want to just let them loose, let them hang. And we're going to come on forward to rest the torso down on your bolster. And if you have a second bolster, you've got some blankets and you feel like this is just a little far away, please feel free to bring a second bolster on top or a second block on top of the one underneath. That way you're a bit more fully supported. And you can bring, again, the forehead down. You can bring the one cheek down. If you bring a cheek down, I'll let you know when to switch sides so that we keep that nice and even. So come on down into your wide-legged forward fold. And once you've got yourself situated, again, find that place of letting go, releasing into the pose. And if you took one cheek down, go ahead and lift the head, turning opposite cheek onto the bolster. And again, finding complete release. And then gently pressing into the hands, lifting the torso nice and slow. And then coming into Shavasana. So you can move your props out of the way. If you'd like to take a bolster underneath your knees for Shavasana, that can be quite nice. So just taking a bolster, bringing it underneath the knees. And if you do have a blanket or a towel, you can place it underneath your head. If it's a little cooler where you are, you can cover up, really finding whatever's going to feel the most nice for your Shavasana. So coming to lie all the way back, feet about as wide as your mat, maybe wider. Allowing yourself to find, again, that place of surrender. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. Arms by the sides of the body, allowing the palms to turn up towards the sky. Let's take 3 big breaths here. So inhale, deeply fill up the belly. Open the mouth, let it go. Feel yourself release a little more with each breath. Here we go. Big inhale. Out the mouth, release. One more big breath in. And let it go. This is the ultimate pose of surrender, right? Shavasana. So again, maybe coming into a gentle scan. We can start with the feet, becoming aware of the feet. Feeling how they sort of flop out to the sides as they completely relax. And bringing in awareness up into the legs, the knees, the thighs. Feeling them completely relaxed, supported by the earth or the bolster. Bringing awareness to the hips. Feeling them rest heavily on the earth. Becoming aware of the abdomen and the chest as they gently rise and fall with your inhales and exhales. Becoming aware of your shoulders. Noticing if there's any tension there and allowing it to sort of release. Taking the awareness down into the upper arms, the elbows. Feeling them rest heavily on the earth. Becoming aware of the lower arms, the wrists, the hands. And feeling them relax completely. Becoming aware of the neck and the jaw, and of all the little muscles in the face. And feeling all of this relax completely. And feeling yourself completely surrender here in this final resting pose. And take a big breath in through your nose. Open the mouth, let it go. And start bringing some gentle movement into fingers and toes, to wrists and ankles. You can turn the head gently side to side. Extend the arms long overhead in a nice long stretch. And bring the soles of your feet flat onto your mat. And turn onto your right side, taking a moment there. Using the left hand to help press you up. Make your way into a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Bringing the palms to touch at heart center and bowing the head towards the hands in a gesture of gratitude. Gratitude for this practice and for the breath and body that allow you to move through it. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me here on the mat for this restorative practice. I hope you feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and super, super chill. I'll meet you right back here on the mat next time.